Hello and welcome! Today we are diving into a three-step method for internal cleansing that promises some pretty amazing health benefits. You can think of it like giving your body a bath, but from the inside out.
So let's just jump right in with a kind of wild question. Is it possible that the food you ate months or maybe even a year ago is still hanging out inside your body? Well, according to the material we're looking at today, the answer might actually shock you.
Okay, take a look at this. What's so fascinating here is the massive difference in how our bodies handle different foods. Fruits, they're in and out in about 3 hours. Super quick. Veggies take a bit longer, around 6. But then you get to grains, wheat, rice, lentils, and that number jumps all the way up to 18 hours. That's a huge difference. So what happens when those slow pokes, those slow digesting foods, are what we're eating all the time? Well, that brings us to what's called food's hidden journey. And believe me, sometimes it's a very, very long one. The big idea here is actually pretty simple. If we eat breakfast before yesterday's dinner is fully, eliminated, that old food gets pushed to the side. It gets left behind. And what happens to it? It just sits there. It starts to rot and ferment, basically creating a perfect environment for mold and fungus right inside our own colon. And this totally flips that old saying on its head, doesn't it? It's not just you are what you eat, but you are what you ate. The idea is that your past food choices, maybe that pizza from 6 months ago, could still be physically present inside you as undigested waste. And that leads us right to the next big point. How is all this internal gunk connected to so many of the health problems we see all around us today? Let's connect the dots. Okay, so picture this. The walls of your intestines are lined with millions of these tiny finger-like things called villi. Their job is to absorb nutrients and pull them into your bloodstream. But if those walls are caked in this old rotting waste, what do you think the villi are going to absorb? Exactly. That toxic stuff gets pulled right in and sent on a tour to every single cell in your body. And this is where it all starts to make sense. This waste can show up in all sorts of different ways, right? If your body tries to push it out through the skin, you might get acne. If it hardens and solidifies, maybe it becomes a kidney stone. If it makes your blood thick and heavy, that could lead to high blood pressure. You can see how this one root cause is being connected to a whole host of different issues. But here's the good news. This is where the whole story changes. The solution, according to this guide, isn't about some magic pill or new supplement. It's about tapping into an incredible, powerful system that you already have inside you. So this is the most important concept to get. Think of your body's energy like a light switch. It's either on digestion or it's on healing. It can't be fully on both at the same time. And when we're eating all day long, our body's energy is just constantly stuck on digestion mode. And this chart just says it all, doesn't it? For most of us, this is what our energy use looks like. The huge majority of our body's power goes into just processing food, leaving this tiny little sliver of time and energy for all that important repair work, for the healing. So how do we flip the switch? How do we give our digestive system a much-needed break so our bodies can finally get to healing? Well, our source for today, the Sattvic movement, lays out a really clear 3-step method to do just that. Okay, here are the 3 steps. It's intermittent fasting, using an enema, and applying something called a wet pack. Let's break down each one. Step 1 is intermittent fasting. Really, the whole point here is to carve out a 16-hour window every single day where you're not putting any solid food into your body. That's it. That's the vacation your digestive system has been begging for, so it can finally pass the baton to your body's healing crew. So, what does this actually look like? It's pretty simple. Let's say you finish dinner by 8 p.m. Your body's probably going to spend the next 6 hours until about 2 a.m. just working on digestion. But then, from 2 a.m. all the way until noon the next day, you get 10 solid hours of pure, uninterrupted healing time. That's when the magic happens. That's when the deep cleaning gets done. All right, step 2 is the enema. And its job is to go right after that old, hardened gunk that's stuck to your intestinal walls. The analogy they use is perfect. If you have a dirty pan with burnt food all over it, what's the first thing you do? You soak it in water, right? The enema does the exact same thing, just using water to soften, dissolve, and flush out all that internal waste. And the process itself is actually very straightforward. You fill the pot with a bit of water, lube the tip, position the pot up high, and let gravity do its thing. You hold the water for about 10 minutes, and then you just let it go. It's recommended to do this daily for about 3 weeks at the start, just to clear out that initial backlog. Okay, the third and final step is the wet pack. Now, this one might sound a little different, but the science behind it is all about boosting your circulation. When you put these cold, wet cloths on your body, you create a temperature difference, and that encourages your blood to start moving more, which helps flush out toxins that are just sitting around in your tissues. And really, it could not be easier to do. You just take some damp, cold cloths, wrap one around your stomach, and a couple smaller ones on your neck and forehead. You can throw your clothes on right over them and just go about your day for about 30 or 40 minutes. It's especially good for digestion and for helping reduce tummy fat.
So you've done the 3 steps. You've put in the work. What's the payoff? Let's talk about the incredible benefits of having a truly clean body. The results people report are pretty remarkable. We're talking about things like weight loss that feels effortless, your skin clearing up, having way more energy, feeling mentally sharper, and even the potential to reduce your need for medications for long-term health problems.
When you really boil it all down, the whole philosophy is this. First, get the bad stuff out. And second, just get out of the way. Stop constantly interrupting your body with the job of digestion, and you allow its own natural, magnificent healing intelligence to finally do the work it's always wanted to do. And that really leaves us with one final thought. Our bodies have this amazing built-in capacity to heal themselves. The only question is, are we actually giving them the chance to do it?